And we are on and on,
We
Deval.
are. We're on. We're live. I like your light in the background. I just noticed it
It
just
gives
now.
it that
Actually.
kind of ambient kind of feel, right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, right, it's
Mm.
like, look, it's dark, man. Like the time now for me is like 10 o'clock.
Oh.
So,
Oh.
I need to lower the lights. I need to get into
Okay.
the mood
Okay.
because, Deval, we've got a
Yeah.
great show for our listeners. So, listener out there, I'm talking to you right now and I'm looking at you. Watch us on
Listener.
listener, we've got a great show for you. Today, we're doing so kind of arty movies, right, Deval? Art house kind of
But
movies.
yeah, kind of art housey, kind of
Mm,
A24-ish kind of movies. Them ones,
yes.
independent movies.
You know what?
Mm.
There's a streak of A24 throughout this episode. I'll tell you the reason why, Deval, because you put on a trailer, which is an A24 trailer. We're going to get onto that. I
Yep.
saw the trailer. We'll speak about that in a bit. So there's a bit of a kind of A24 theme going on in this one. So folks, you have downloaded
Yep.
another bombastic episode from the Flixters. We're bringing you film reviews, news, trailers, streaming, you name it, and the usual banter from Deval and I. So Deval, before we get into the main show, what's going on, man? Who we shouting out?
Yeah, we've got some shout outs, man. Shout out to Ciel Noir 3. We shout about quite a lot, but she's our good friend here at the Flixters, and just giving her a shout out. Check out her page. Went on her page and said hi to her the other day, and just like she always does, she says hi back and had a nice little exchange. I must say, the online world or the social media world, people have their thoughts about it and so on. They say it's all fake and stuff like that. I can say Ciel Noir is real.
Oh,
we bumped into her when she had X amount of followers and so on,
Yeah.
and now she's got all these thousands. And you know what?
She's still keeping it real.
Same,
Still the same.
same person. She's as real as it gets. So go check her out. Go check out her page. It's all about holistic happiness, and that means a lot of things. That means happiness in your mind, your body, all that kind of stuff. Music. So yeah, go check her out. Really nice person.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah. Second shout out goes to Mohammed Kamel. Who is that? You're thinking? Who is Mohammed Kamel?
Isn't someone that
So
we
he's
used
an
to work
actor.
with? Oh shit, no, what?
Oh no, someone actually I used to work with. But yeah, he also used to be a teacher.
Oh, is it?
Teacher.
So Mohammed has gotten into the spotlight. Oh shit, man, how do you do it? I want to know.
A teacher. Yes. Anyone listening, it's basically a teacher of like students that maybe English isn't their first language. So that's what he used to do. But he's an actor. He's an actor. He's been in a film that I did ages ago, short film. But he's been in much bigger films than that. Recently, he was in Indiana Jones and Dial of Destiny.
Yep. All right.
He's also
What
been.
did he say for real though, Deval, about that movie?
Huh?
What did he say for
What
real?
movie? About which movie?
Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
We had
he
our
was in it.
on that.
I mean, yeah. Well, the thing is, we're going to get his thoughts because he's going to come on the show soon.
Wicked.
He's going to come on the show soon. But he was also in oh, my mind's gone blank now. In Netflix, the Royal. Oh my gosh, my mind go blank. I should know all this. The Crown. So it was right there.
Yeah.
I think I got a problem with my mind.
Big things.
Yeah, he was in The Crown on Netflix, playing a family member of Al Fayed.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's doing his thing. He's doing his thing. So he's going to come on the show real soon. If we can get his diary clear, busy guy. But yeah, you'll see him soon, hopefully.
Wicked.
So yeah, those are today's shout outs.
Brilliant shout outs. And remember, folks, get onto the Instagram page with us and kind of chat to us, and you can be a shout out as well. All right, okay, let's do movie news. So Deval, yep, this has been this is doing the rounds, right? The Emmys. So kind of we're in the award season. So we have the Emmys, we have the Golden Globes, we have the Oscars. Usually kind of there's another big one, man. I want to say kind of Toronto International Film Festival is another big one that happens round about this certain time, or it's happened already. I don't know.
Yes.
But so give us a rundown of kind of Emmys. What won, what didn't. We know that there's been this kind of whole big thing with Barbie and Oppenheimer. What's been going on, man?
Yeah, I mean, like you just said, it's been a whole host of real top talent. I think one of the top shows that did scoop quite a lot was Succession.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if anyone's seen Succession. Is that HBO? Yeah, I think it's HBO. Yeah.
I mean, they always come up with good stuff.
and it's a good show. It's got what's his name? What's
Um,
his name? David Cox, Brian
Brian Cox
Cox.
from X-Men.
He was an X-Men ages ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So good actor, really good actor.
Mm.
So, but yeah, the outstanding supporting actress in a comedy actually went to. I'm reading the wrong one. Sorry. So yeah, so this is live TV for you.
Nice.
Outstanding supporting actor in a drama series was Matthew McFudgeon, and he's from Succession. He played
He plays the son, doesn't he?
Shiv's husband,
Oh,
son-in-law.
son-in-law,
He's
right,
like the
right.
sort of a bit of a dim-witted kind of guy, but he's actually British, and he
Yeah.
plays he's an American.
I
You
mean, they
never would
always do,
know
yeah.
exactly. And yeah, also Culkin,
He
the
won.
Culkin, yep, Culkin, Rory
Culkin
Culkin, is that his
won.
name?
Yeah.
He won an actor. He won a lead. A lead role in the drama.
Yeah.
So yeah, so some real good winners from that show. That show has won awards for
For
years,
years, right?
and you know when it comes to the Emmys, there's some real good TV
Yeah.
shows. Christopher Storwell from The Bear, that's on Disney
Oh,
Plus, really good
mate,
show.
brilliant show. And not only that, I was just going to say Beef won for a limited TV show. And man, we watched Beef and I mean, I really like that. So great that Stephen Yun won and Ali Wong won as well, I think, because they won in their kind of
Yeah.
little categories. The Bear, that one. And what's the
Ayo
name?
Edibiri, that's the girl in The Bear. She
In the
won an
Bear.
award as
That was
well.
she's brilliant.
Supporting actress in a comedy. Yeah, real
She's really
good.
good. And you know what's her face? Was the one we were going to speak about it on the actual show. Well, we're going to speak about it later. Emma Stone, she won, didn't she,
Oh, did she?
for Best Actress?
Oh, yeah, for movies, you
Yeah,
mean?
for movie.
Yeah. She did. Yeah. She's good. Do you know what? I think I first saw her in what's that? It's not Pineapple Express. What's the other one? Super Bad or
Super
something. Was she in that?
Bad.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh
that
my
was years
gosh.
ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now look,
Crazy.
Oscar
Crazy.
nominated, Golden,
Mm,
Globe, Emmy winning,
mm.
whatever. And they're saying
Yeah.
that she could actually go on to win the Oscar for this one. And wait, so
It was Kieran Culkin. Sorry, Kieran
Kieran
Culkin from
Culkin, yeah.
Succession.
So
Yeah, name one.
we're going to speak about that performance later on in the show. So stick around for that. So yeah, so the highs and lows of the Emmys. Go check that out if you're interested in that. And look, we'll have to wait. I think is it February or is it March, Devel, for the Oscars? When's that coming up?
It's usually end of February or early March. One of them.
Yeah. So
Yeah, one of them.
we'll see what happens over there, and maybe some of the people who won this time round in the Emmys might win the Oscars, and we'll see what happens. All right, okay. Now, The Night Agent is this show on Netflix, which kind of took, it became really successful. I watched it, I liked it. It wasn't like kind of like amazing, but it was good. It was decent. You can watch it in kind of like over the weekend and stuff. About this guy. Works for the FBI or something, and he's working the desk, and he gets a phone call, and he gets embroiled in the kind of spy kind of thing going on. So there's some really good things going on, and there's kind of like a mole within the FBI, and there's kind of like all sorts going on. So Deval, tell us about this, because a lot of people have been asking, is there going to be a second season?
Yeah, my man's still on night shifts, it seems. He didn't learn his lesson. And maybe this is going to be a day shift. Maybe they'll call it the day agent in this one. Because I actually haven't seen the show. I keep meaning to watch
it's
it.
good.
I still haven't. You've seen it. You said it's good. So that's all good. That's all I need to know. But yeah, so season 2 has actually started filming. But this time they're filming in Thailand. Anytime I say Thailand, I think of Sagat, Street Fighter, where the plane goes.
Tiger.
Yeah, exactly. Tiger uppercut.
Oh, wicked! That is great. So what? So that's going to be, and again, I'm assuming it's going to be a Netflix exclusive, right?
Sorry, I just thought the name Sagat.
I know. Sagat is based on a real person.
Is it?
Mate,
here we are. Teacher.
Mate, I've met the real Sagat.
No, you haven't. No, you
Dude,
haven't. Who's Sagat?
Sagat,
No.
I shit you not. So basically, mate, it's about, I've been in Thailand like a few times, right? So quite a few times. So you know when you go over there, you go do the training camps and everything like that, right?
No, what training camps?
The
I went
train
there to have a holiday. I went there on holiday. What did you go there for?
recruitment training camp. No. So basically, so you do like, you know, the training camp where you train, like you do the martial arts and all that sort of stuff. So the training camp that we went to, so this guy, so we're there and everything. There's a whole group of us. We're there. We're going to be training, like kicking the punch bags up. So then the guy says, "Oh, and let me just introduce you to Sagat." And everyone's like, "What, Sagat?" They're like, "This is the real Sagat that the Street Fighter Capcom based the character on."
You're lying, man.
Dog,
You're
I got
bullshitting
a
me.
picture of the real
So
Sagat.
was he bald? Did he have a patch on his eye?
No, he didn't have a
No.
patch on his
Okay,
eye,
okay.
but this guy was a machine. This guy, right, was a world champion in Thai boxing. He's had over
Is it?
300 fights, and he's telling us his story, the way he trained and everything like that. And you know what the sad thing is?
Scar on the chest?
You know what the sad thing
No,
is?
from Ryu's.
Man,
Yeah, go
he
on.
didn't get. You know what? He didn't get paid.
No image rights, no
No,
royalties, no.
because this was back in the 90s or 80s, or when the
They
first
took
Street
his
Fighter game,
image.
yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
He didn't get. If that happened now, he would have image rights. He'd be a
Yeah.
millionaire. But no, he didn't get
Is
any of that
it?
stuff. The Sagat.
Sagat.
And then
Oh
people
my
were like going,
God.
"Tiger!" They were like, "Hadouken!" They were like, everyone was doing all that stuff, man. Oh gosh.
Just don't say your name's Ryu because they'll be
No,
like,
what? So Sagat.
that's a good story.
It is,
That's
man.
more interesting than the night agent actually starting to film. So thank you for that. Who cares about the night agent now? Huh?
What were we talking about? Thailand, yeah. All right. So yeah, it's
Mm,
starting, and yeah,
okay.
we'll see that. But this one, I
Yeah.
want to speak to you about this. So Devout, what happened with Tron, man? Remember the 80s Tron, then we had the reboot,
Mm.
and now what's going on?
Yeah, Tron 3, I guess.
Mm.
Tron 3 has started filming. So yeah, I mean the last one came out in 2010
Mm-hmm.
and it had what's her name? You know, the one that
She's married.
she was
She's
she,
married
she was
to the singer. She had something with the singer.
yes, and she was with the guy is it
Ted Lasso.
the yeah, she was married to the Ted Lasso guy. Then she started to go
With
with the One Direction
the
guy.
One
Is it?
Direction guy.
Is that the
What's his
one?
name? Harry Styles.
Harry Styles. That's the one.
And then
Can't remember.
that finished. That after like a short,
Is that done?
because that was a whole big controversy, and then all of a sudden they were ended. So I was like, what was
Oh,
the big
because
thing?
remember someone gave her some sort of papers while
Paper.
she was doing the
Yes.
presentation.
And that was their separation. The Ted
Oh
Lasso
my
guy, which is
gosh.
bad.
That's mad. All on stage, you know.
When that movie, the Darling, something Darling, which I've seen.
The Darling, yeah, Darling something. Unlimited, is that Unlimited. Olivia Wilde is her name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember the
So
Kiss Your Darlings or something? One with Harry Styles. She actually made a film with Harry
oh
Styles.
yes, I'm sorry, darling. I'm sorry, darling. Something like that.
Yeah.
Talking about Wild, isn't there something wild you're supposed to talk about or anything?
You know what? That is a brilliant segue into.
Yeah.
Here's the thing,
Oh.
fellas. Right, listen. So, fellas, before we get into the whole thing, right, let me just quickly shout this company out. Wild is a new company that has released this amazing new product, and they're actually one of our sponsors. So, here's a little thing from our sponsors. And then I'm going to go into do the sponsors bit.
I need some of that. I need some of that. Some deodorant. My pits are always leaking.
Mate, pits. This is going to solve your pits and then some. But you know what? You're going to have to cut all this bit out, by the way.
Yeah.
So we're like,
yeah, I'm going to leave it in it.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll do the whole kind of.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So so what's happening with Tron 3 then?
Yeah, so they started filming basically Tron 3, and it's going to be. I reckon Tron 3 might have a better shot at being successful compared to Tron 2 that came out in 2010. because I think Tron 3 is coming out at a time when tech is at a real high.
Mm.
Apple just released its virtual reality
Oh man,
thingy.
the Provision
Uh,
thing.
yeah, that's gone crazy. Obviously, Meta's released it a while ago. The world is going into a meta stage, VR stage. Artificial intelligence is booming. Samsung's phone just came out. AI is all over that.
Mm.
So if they can incorporate that into Tron 3 somehow, they'll have to be on the winner. I think that they have to be.
Mm.
They've got to do it smartly. So the world is ready for that big level of tech that
And I
Tron could
just
maybe
noticed,
inject.
Deval, this has got Jared Leto in it. This is Jared.
Yes.
It's got
Yeah.
Quicksilver's in it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
interesting. All right, we'll see. We'll keep you posted on that one, folks. We'll see what happens there. Now, listen, let's move on. I heard about this, Deval. Steven Soderbergh is going to be premiering or has premiered a new movie called Presence at Sundance Film Festival, which is this famous movie where a lot of big movies break. And this one, Devout, apparently is a horror movie.
Yeah. This one is
Oh,
called Presence.
oh
The name
gosh,
alone,
it's
Presence. I mean,
horrible.
do you know what I mean? Just the thought. What's that
Stop it.
behind you?
Stop it. Stop it.
But yeah, this film.
Yeah.
The unique thing, we know Steven Soderbergh.
Mm.
He's a good director,
Yeah.
more than good actually. I'm underselling him. Did Steven Soderbergh, is he the one that done the Social Network and stuff like
Yes.
that?
No, no.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it Steven Soderbergh? Mate, he's done Ocean's 11. He's the one who's done the Crash Oscar winner.
Yeah. Contagion,
Contagion,
Traffic.
Traffic, like all those big
Yes,
movies, man.
yes.
Haywire.
Yeah. Haywire's a gangster
Gangster
film, man.
movie.
Oh man, Gina Carano, that's a gangster
Exactly.
film.
Before you
One of
tell
his
us
early
about this,
films.
yeah, go on.
Oh yeah,
No, go on.
I was gonna say, but one of his early films has got the best title of any film ever made. Came out in 1989. Sex, Lies, and Videotape. That name is just it's mad.
You know what? That
That's
is
what that
relevant
happens today.
today.
That's what happens today. That's today's. If you could put today in 3 words: sex, lies, and videotape.
Exactly.
That's it.
And the younger people, if you don't know what videotape is, go and check that out. But listen, before you tell us about this movie, people, check this out. This just came up. Steven Soderbergh's presence was so intense, Duval, that some Sundance viewers walked out, and some people said, "I cannot take the stress." Now, that's a movie. Isn't that a movie that you want to watch?
Start with that. I will be there. Start with that.
Tell us about this.
Yeah, so the unique aspect of this film, Presence, is that Lucy Liu stars. No. Yeah, Lucy Liu's in this. Yeah, she is in this.
Yeah.
And the unique thing about this is the film is sort of visualized, or the story's told through the lens of the presence.
Oh my God.
So the presence is going to be there, and you're going to see the actors and families and everyone there sort of living their life, and the presence is going to be. So now and again, you might see the family or someone like go like that or something, but it's going to be told through the lens of the presence. That's a unique aspect. So this is going to be something different. This is coming out. I think it's coming out in January.
Yeah. This is the guy that made. Do you remember that movie that we spoke about on the show, Unsane?
Yes, yeah, with Claire, what's her name?
Yeah,
Claire,
the British. Claire Foy.
Claire Foy. Yeah, and that was made on a flipping iPhone. We talked about technology before. That was made on an iphone. Obviously, the sound wasn't, but the film, man.
This guy,
come on, man.
This guy pushes.
Come on, man.
I think this guy pushes the kind of the realms of filmmaking.
Come on.
No, this guy's great.
Man.
So listen, we'll definitely watch this, and we'll let you know about Presence. So if you want to know more about that, go search for it and let us know your thoughts on that. All right, let's do streaming. Deval, again, man. I don't know why. I know you've only watched 1 episode. I've watched 0 episodes. So tell me about Echo. Is it living up to the hype, and is it worth me checking in, or have you checked out?
I've seen 2 episodes so far, and the fact it's been out for a couple of weeks and I've only seen 2 episodes tells you that it's not high on my priority list. Like I said before, I've got mad respect for the lead actress, who obviously has challenges, and she's doing a great job. In today's world, I think things are more accessible, which is a good thing to see. and treat people as equal as the next person. But it's good to see, yeah, she's kicking ass and she's taking names in this, and she does a
Mm,
good job. The show in itself for me hasn't it hasn't like, I don't know, it's not as good as I would have liked it to be.
yeah,
There's something about it that's missing so far.
right.
I'm only 2 episodes in, so I could be talking total bullshit,
Yep,
and the next episode
gotcha.
for me could just lift it.
Mm,
I'm going to stick with it. I think there's only 5 or 6 episodes. I'm going to stick with it and see where it takes me. I think Marvel TV sort of Disney Plus shows have been a bit
mm,
so far. So I think that's also in my head. Maybe I need to clear my head and just watch it with a blank
yeah.
canvas. But I'll report in again next
All
week.
right, good.
Hopefully we'll see more.
And I was
Yeah.
going to say them releasing it on Marvel Spotlight, did that make a
Mm.
difference?
Yeah, because it's a bit more hardcore. You see, it's not so, PG.
Right, gotcha.
So it's a bit more hardcore, which these series need to be, like, your Daredevils and
Yeah,
things like that.
and your
So it's all
Punisher.
linked to that, which it is, because Daredevil showed up in the last episode.
Mm.
It's all linked, so it needs to be a bit more hardcore than what we've seen so far.
All right, all right. Well, keep it locked with us, folks, and we will let you know more on that. Now, new trailers. We've got a couple of trailers. Now, this one, man, is, you know what this reminded me of? This reminded me of the Sandra Bullock movie. This is called Spaceman. And
Yeah,
do you remember the Sandra Bullock one where she's lost in space and then she's got to try and get
Gravity.
back, and Gravity? That was it. Had
Mm.
so many undertones with that, but this is Adam Sandler. And I got to say one thing, a lot of people say, "Oh, Adam Sandler, he just does those comedy movies, and like, his movies are shit or whatever." This guy can make some decent movies. I watched Hidden Gems on
Mm.
Netflix. Devout. It's by
Yeah, that's
far
good.
one
Yeah.
of for me, he's one of his best movies. So this one, again, he's stretching his acting chops, his drama. It's just him, and he's lost in space. He's trying to spend 6 months on a space station, and something weird like a creature or an alien, or is it real, is it in his mind? We don't know. Deval.
It's weird, but it does remind me of what film did I see? Was it Enemy with Jake Gyllenhaal? Denis Villeneuve film where there's a big spider in that as well. It's almost imaginary, and the spider represents
Something.
something in that. In this, it's like I think I've seen another film where someone talks to something that isn't really there, but
Yeah,
this looks like that kind of film. It's
yeah.
interesting. Why a spider? It looks massive.
It's horrible. When I saw it, I was like, "What's going on
Yeah,
here?" Wait, crawling around.
interesting, man. I'm gonna watch this film.
Yeah,
This looks good. It's just Netflix. It's Netflix,
it's
isn't it?
Netflix. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah,
Netflix.
yeah,
And
yeah,
when I
yeah,
saw this, I
yeah.
was like, "Shit, damn, this is kind of like really interesting." So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely go check that out. I can't remember exactly when it's coming out, but it's going to be on the small screen, and it kind of deserves a watch. Now, A24, Deval. Let's just speak about A24. We've mentioned A24 so many times on the show. So many of our favorite movies have come from that, A24. Recently, you reviewed a film called Men. No, actually, it was Men
Uh,
A24.
I want to say it is, but I don't think it was.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it was. It might be
I
actually, but
can't
I don't know. It
remember.
looks like it should
It
be.
should be right, but
Yeah, it looks like
A24
it should be.
are kind of, they're independent. They make these kind of weird movies which aren't your traditional type, like everywhere, all at once and stuff like that. This movie, Deval,
Mm.
Live Lies Bleeding. Bleeding? Yeah, Live Lies Bleeding. Kirsten
Mm.
Stewart. It's got
Mm.
Ed Harris. Ed Harris or Ed O'Neill? I can't even remember now.
Ed Harris, yeah, he's usually going into space all the time or
Yeah,
something, isn't he?
his
That
hair
guy.
looks absolutely weird in it. He's
Mm.
he's like a crime lord. Kirsten Stewart is his daughter. She falls in love with another person who's just kind of passing through town, but also
Mm.
she turns in like there's bits of her turning into the Incredible Hulk.
No, do you know who it is? It's the other lady who's, I think, that's doing that.
Yeah.
What's her name? Katie O'Brien. We saw her in Mandalorian. We saw her in Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yes.
And something else. But yeah, it's a weird one. It's like the person that Kristen Stewart sort of falls in love with is another lady, and she's quite muscular in her build. I think I
Yeah.
don't know if she's like that
Beefy.
naturally, but yeah, it's a bit of a weird film. I don't fully know what's going on with this. This looks like a real good independent kind of crazy kind of film.
Mm.
IMDb 7.2 rating so far. this just looks weird. I need to see it.
You
I
know
don't know
what?
what else
I
to
need to
do.
see it as well. I really do, because it's a love story, and then there's kind of like a revenge as well. So something
Yeah.
happens to one of them, and Kirsten Stewart, she goes off the rails. She knows that her dad's involved, the FBI's involved, and then it turns into kind of like a road movie, a chase, revenge, love story. I'm like, damn, I gotta watch this.
You know what? I think you're right. Is it her that's telling? But there's two muscly people in it. I don't know what's going on. First, it looks like the other lady who's muscly. Then the poster's like Kirsten. I reckon it's a Fight Club kind of situation
Ah,
where maybe the two are the same people. Like they're the same people.
oh.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not.
Who
But
knows? She could be talking to
yeah, who
herself and
knows? Yeah,
manifest
yeah.
itself in another person. Anyway, listen, look, it's called Live Lies Bleeding. It's going to be out
Mm,
soon. It's going to be cinema release by
mm,
A24. Go check it out. Now, finally on trailers, I had to just kind of mention this one. This is this Boys season 4 teaser trailer. And
mm.
um man, I'm telling you, it's got bloody I didn't even know Negan's going to be in this.
Is it? Oh no, that's it.
Devout
That is
Negan's
it.
in
That
this.
is it. That is it.
There's almost like kind of like there's
That is it.
a civil war that erupts between one side.
That is it.
You've got the Homeland people who love Homelander, and then you've got on the other side you've got the people who are like who support Starlight, and then there's this internal battle that's going on. Homelander's loving it. There's shots of him just covered in blood. There's Billy Butcher. He's got
Mm,
things going on because obviously he's become like kind of super powered. This man,
mm.
it's going to be great. I honestly, I can't wait for this. And here's the thing: I don't know when it's actually coming.
Probably September, I reckon.
Oh, we got
I
a long
reckon.
time.
Yeah, I reckon because I think it was similar last time. It was late one in the year. Yeah, I think it'll probably be then. I think, just a guess.
Yeah. But go check it out. If you haven't seen Gen V and you haven't seen The Boys, go check it out. You're
Mm,
gonna love it, and I can't wait to watch this. All right, okay, let's move on to anniversary corner. So we've got one or two movies actually, and
yep.
we've chosen these movies because they fit in nicely with the movies that we're going to be speaking about later on. But the first one, um, Deval, I mean, do you know
Mm.
much about wrestling? Like, I'm talking about college now. This is college
Man,
wrestling.
I think it meant WWF or WWE. I mean, I was all
Now,
over
if you're
Hulk
talking about your Hulk
Hogan.
Hogan's, your
Oh
Ultimate
man.
Warriors,
Oh
your British
mate.
Bulldogs,
Yeah.
man,
Ah,
Razor Ramones.
Macho Man,
Oh
Randy Savage,
gosh, man.
Razor Ramon, Razor
Mom
Ramon.
with with the toothpick in his mouth, like oh my gosh, man.
Oh,
If you're
the
talking
Million
about,
Dollar Man,
oh
Ted
god, Ted
DiBiase.
DiBiase,
Remember the sleeper?
oh god, Jake the Snake, oh gosh, man,
Jake the Snake Roberts, yeah?
yes, a rowdy Roddy
Rowdy
Piper,
Piper,
oh
the
man,
model, Rick Martel.
oh,
The characters, man.
how
The
did you
model,
know with these
the
names?
model, Rick Martel. Oh, mate.
Bret the Hart, oh
We could
my
go on
god,
forever. Bret Hitman Hart,
oh my
the
gosh,
Bushwhackers,
oh
Legion
the
of Doom.
Schwackers, oh god. So
Remember
listen,
Shawn Michaels and thing with the Gino Janelli with the Rockers.
Gino Ginelli, oh my god.
Remember
So listen,
the
if we're
Rockers?
talking about WWF, which I'm pretty sure they will end up making a movie about the start of the WWF as well, man.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
but this is college wrestling, and you know what? College
Mm.
wrestling, Devout, is massive. Like collegiate
Yeah,
wrestling is
yeah,
big.
yeah,
Universities, they kind of pump a lot of money into it. There's a whole big sports program that they have in America,
yeah.
and I didn't know this, but there's a true story. This movie called Foxcatcher is based on two brothers,
Mm.
and one of them is the Incredible Hulk, one of the brothers.
Mark Ruffalo, yeah, and Channing Tatum.
Channing
Yeah.
Tatum, Mark Ruffalo, and their coach was Steve Carell, who is absolutely weird in this movie. I remember watching it because he's got a prosthetic nose, and he did the
Mm.
prosthetics to kind of look like the actual real guy. And the movie's about the relationship that these two brothers have with the coach, and about the manipulation, about the kind of the dedication, and about what the coach put them through to get them to kind of the level. And there was kind of like a whole big scandal, and it's a slow moving movie, like from what I remember, Deval.
Now you're spot on. And this one actually, I think there's a bit of Oscar buzz around this or
Mm.
something at the time, or awards buzz. But this is, I think they were trying to qualify for the 1988
Olympics, wasn't it?
Olympics in Seoul. And people do things by any means necessary. We saw what happened with Tonya Harding, and that whole event when events happened and legs were broken and all kinds of cheating
Yeah.
happened. When it comes to these big events, people would do anything, you
Mm.
know. So yeah, this film, I still haven't, I still haven't seen all of it.
It's
I've seen a
weird.
bit of it.
Man,
I
there's a
need to
whole
see it.
murder. There's a murder by the end of there's a murder that happens.
Is
One
it?
of the brothers gets killed, and then
Uh,
and you know what? I'm so glad
uh,
that you picked this movie
uh.
because one of the main movies that we're going to be speaking about is kind of very similar
Mm.
themes like tragedy and all this sort of stuff. But are you going to mention anything about
I'll quickly mention another
yeah,
one. We're doing two
two?
hidden, two anniversary corners today,
Mm,
two for the price of one. So that was Foxcatcher 2014,
yeah.
10 years ago. The next film is Ex Machina,
Oh man,
from again 10 years ago.
great movie.
And yeah, this one here, the director is, what's his name?
Alex Garland.
Alex Garland. Yes, exactly. So this is like, humans, we think we're so advanced, we think we know it all.
Mm,
And what happens with a civilization that thinks they know it all? They almost want to be like God. They almost want to play God. And in this film, Ex Machina, it's looking at humans that make uh, what can you call her, an android?
mm.
Uh, like a
Like a AI,
like a
but an
yeah. Oh my
advanced,
gosh.
advanced,
Oh my
and it's
gosh.
Alicia. What is her name? Alicia Vikander, right?
Silverstone.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Vikander. That's one. Yeah.
yeah. Alicia Vikander, Oscar Isaac, and Donald Gleason.
Oh
This is
my
an
gosh.
A24. This is another A20.
A24, say no more. Alex Garland loves them kind of. He does have a sci-fi film,
Mm,
kind of dystopian-ish, or with just like questionable morals and all that kind of stuff, and just pushing it to the edge. But this one
mm.
looks like Alicia Vikander, who was she was Tomb Raider, wasn't
She
she?
was.
Tomb Raider.
She was.
Yeah. So this looks at that, her AI character, and just how far AI can go when AI then becomes sentient, or when AI then
Gosh.
has its own free will. What can happen?
Yeah.
And this is what Elon Musk has said. AI is the biggest danger to civilization, because when if AI gets
Turned on.
its own free will and wants to do its own thing, look at Skynet.
Trust me, man. Oh my gosh.
Terminated. So yeah, so that's Ex Machina. Go watch it. 2014, still good today.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah,
And it leads
revisit
nicely.
that.
Leads nicely onto one of the main movies. So the one that you're going to be speaking about, there's a lot of kind of Oscar bars, and we just
Mm,
mentioned Emma Stone. She won the Emmy for this, and she's probably going to win kind of like a few other stuff. But this is Poor Things, and
mm.
so this is currently a cinema release. I'm pretty sure it's going to be on streaming at some point. But yeah, Deval, go check. Tell us about this one.
Do you know what? I saw this. I think we spoke about the trailer
Mm,
a while ago, a few months ago. Saw the trailer and I thought, looks all right, whatever kind of thing.
mm.
But I actually wasn't going to see this.
It doesn't look like
I
my cup of
wasn't.
tea.
No, same. I wasn't going to watch it. But then I was speaking with Emmanuel, listener of the show,
Yeah.
friend of the show, contributor of the show,
Mm.
and he said he's going to watch it, and he said, it should be good. And I thought, okay. So I thought I'd give it a watch. Gave it a watch, and do you know what?
Yeah.
Pleasantly surprised. This
Really?
film can be even an A24 film as well. This film, basically, I'll sort of talk about the premise of the film.
Yeah.
So, and the actors as well. Willem Dafoe, he plays a bit like he's a bit mad, a mad scientist. He's a bit like a Frankenstein
Really?
scientist.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's come from a past where even his dad done tests on him.
Oh.
His dad done tests on him, and he now is a scientist. I think he works in like, this is based back in the day, like in the 1800s, I think,
Yeah.
or I think it is. It's a weird sort of landscape,
Mm.
but it's based back in the day where the people will do science experiments in the middle of the room,
Yeah.
and all the students will sit around. You know, that kind of
Yes.
environment
Yeah.
where they all sit around, medical students, and they're all
Auditorium
looking
type of things.
as he's carving up
Oh
the
gosh.
the body.
Yeah.
So that's what Willem Dafoe does. But then on the side, he's also got his own experiments. One of his experiments is Emma Stone.
Right.
Emma Stone. I'm not going to spoil it too much, but Emma Stone has had a past.
Yeah.
Something's happened in her past. Something happened to her, and now he wishes to make her anew.
Right.
If I can say
So
that,
like
he wants to make
Frankenstein.
her. Yeah, exactly. He wants to make her anew,
Yeah.
like make her new again. So he does that with her, and as you see the journey. First, she's a bit like a child. She doesn't know
Right.
what to do. She's like, ah, ah. She can't talk. She's just very, 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 very childish in the human body.
Primitive. Yeah.
Yeah, very. That's a perfect word, primitive. And then bit by bit, she starts to get more, intelligence, and she starts to speak more, and
AI.
she wants to know more.
Mm.
Yeah, she wants to know more. She's not allowed outside, and then she goes outside, and she's like, kind of thing. And then one day, she starts to touch
Oh
herself.
shit.
When she starts to touch herself, that's when things change because then she can't get
Really?
enough. Yeah, she can't get
She
enough.
becomes horny. Oh
Exactly. It's almost like the story in Adam and Eve, the forbidden fruits kind of thing, and that's
shit.
where
Okay.
life changes, and that's where sin happens almost.
Wow.
So it kind of makes you think about that. But yeah,
Mm.
so that's where she changes, and then that's where the film takes a big change. I didn't think the film was going to be so randy.
Is
Emma
it?
Stone is basically having
She's
sex
bonking all over the place.
all over the place. Mark Ruffalo and her. You
Mark
see Mark
Ruffalo.
Ruffalo's ass. Mark Ruffalo's in this. His ass is up in the air. He's
Really?
he's doing like positions with her from behind, from there to there. It's
Uh-uh.
mad.
Talk about
It's mad.
Randy.
Trust me. You see all kinds. You see her starkers
Yeah.
full. You see her starkers in her birthday suit. No joke.
Damn.
Emma Stone. That's what I'm saying. Usually people get awards for stuff like this,
Exactly. For bearing all.
And she takes on certain roles in the film where she's literally getting with all kinds of people,
Like what?
all kinds
Well,
of
like
people.
orgy or something.
No, as in like she's a sex worker,
Oh,
so
gotcha.
it's her job to get with all kinds of people, and
Yeah.
she does it. Remember, this is her exploring. She doesn't. She's just found out about this,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
she still doesn't. For her, the morality
Doesn't
isn't there.
know.
Like,
Yeah. She doesn't figure
yeah,
out.
it's like for her, she doesn't even. Obviously, people are free to do whatever kind of jobs they want to
Yeah.
do,
Yeah. Of
but for
course.
her, it's like this is a brand new thing. It's so fun. Why wouldn't everyone want to do it, kind of thing? So
Mm.
that's not really clicking with her. But yeah, she's just going through all these changes and experiences, and you get to see her journey. She plays it really well. I ain't gonna lie, she's really good in
Yeah.
this. And everyone else around her, Willem Dafoe, he's just gangster.
Is he?
He's gangster.
Yeah, man. He's
And
good.
I think he might have put something in the script that he always gets now.
What?
There's something that he always says where he says he said it in Spider-Man 3 where he says, "I'm somewhat of a scientist,"
Scientist.
Yeah, he says it in this film as well. He says, "I'm somewhat of a I'm like, hold on a second.
This
I've
guy
heard
is
him say that
pulling
a few
lines out of
times now."
Spider-Man.
Yeah, I think that's something like his like a little wink wink kind of line,
Yeah.
But no, do you know what? I've spoken too much so far. This
Okay.
film is good. Directed by Yargos Lanthimos, which sounds
Mm.
like maybe a Greek name,
It
I
does
think.
sound. Yeah.
Yes, he is from Athens, Greece, and he's done films that
The
are
Lobster. You remember he
A
did Lobster.
Lobster, Gangster, Killing of a
Mm.
Sacred
Yeah.
Deer, Gangster, Dogtooth. Now, what? Do you know what? This all makes sense now. Killing of a Sacred Deer, Lobster, Colin Farrell
Viral
films,
films. Yeah.
especially Killing of a Sacred Deer. That film is just mad,
Yeah. So this
wicked,
guy.
wicked film.
Yeah, and then he made this film called The Favorite.
Belfast. Oh no, sorry, wrong thing. The Favorite. Oh yeah, and Emma Stone was in
Emma
that.
Stone was in that one as
Oh, he
well.
directed that as well. Oh, you
So
see,
he's kept it kind of,
yeah.
I just
And
realized.
even the camera angles, because for a lot of the film, the camera angles is like convex. You know, in the screen. See when you look through your peephole in the door.
Yeah, it kind of rounded.
Yeah, so you look through your peephole, everything's kind of like magnified. Some
Mm.
of the scenes are filmed in black and white. So
Mm.
some scenes are filmed in that convex kind of lens, and some of the cinematography
Yeah.
is really good.
Yeah. I was
It's
going to ask
really good.
you,
Yeah.
it's set,
Yeah. Sorry.
because I was just going to say this. I was just reading up on this. It says it's set in London. So does that Emma Stone
Mm.
and Hulk, do they have British accents?
Yep. Emma Stone's got a really good British accent. Mark Ruffalo has got a bit of a weird accent.
Mm.
And Willem Dafoe's accent's a bit funny as well.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. He just sounds like a scientist that could be from a
Anyway.
mixture of places,
Yeah.
like he's
Right.
travelled.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a weird accent to
I think
pin down. But
he gets away with doing accents that because he's that
yeah,
kind of a thing.
yeah,
I know that.
yeah.
I know Emma Stone.
Emma Stone's good. She's good.
She does a
Yeah,
good
she's
British
good at
accent.
it. Yeah, she is. Yeah. But no, you know, it's worth a watch in the cinema. It's a
Mm,
long film, 2.5 hours.
yeah.
But it's worth a watch. Yeah, it's not your
Okay.
average film, so don't go looking for no explosions and
No,
this and
no.
that. Blah, 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 blah. This is a different film,
That's
so it's worth a
interesting.
watch.
That is
Definitely.
definitely
Yeah.
interesting. So, folks,
Mm,
if you, I mean, if you like what you hear, then definitely go check that one out, and let us know what you think. Get in touch with us on Instagram. Give us a
mm,
review, and we'll read it out on next week's show. Now, the other movie that we're going to speak about is I did have time to actually go out and watch this one. Now, this is called The Iron Claw. So, this is a
mm,
biographical sports movie, and you know, we mentioned Foxcatcher. That was to do with wrestling, and this movie, the backbone of this movie, or the backdrop, you know, to this movie is wrestling as well, but a different kind of wrestling. So this is what you would
mm,
say the kind of the precursor to the WWF or WWE wrestling, Deval. So when there was the kind of,
mm.
you know, the NWA, you
Ah,
know, when you had those kind of the lower leagues type of wrestling, when
mm,
it was kind of like the state champions and all that sort of stuff, and
mm,
then the big guys started coming in. So this is a film called The Iron Claw. It's based on at the beginning of the movie, it says it's a story inspired by real events. So this is a
mm,
real family. It's the Von Erich family, and it's kind of at the head of the family is the patriarch. And so you've got this actor called Holt McCanley. He plays the patriarch, he plays the dad, and he, Devout, is the actor from Mindhunter. You know, we had those two FBI agents. He's the older
yeah,
one.
yeah, 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 yeah. I know
It's
him.
kind of gruff, and we've seen him in
Yeah,
loads of movies. He's big, he's bulky, you know,
yeah.
he's this kind of gruff, kind of, you know, old
Yeah,
school
fed up,
actor.
bad attitude kind of guy. Like he's been through it, kind of like
Like he's
yeah,
been
like
through hell. He's what,
yeah,
and so he
yeah.
plays the kind of the dad of this family, and he's really hard, man. He's hard nosed, and you know he plays a wrestler. He was a wrestler back in the kind
Mm.
of the 70s, and he had the special move called the Iron Claw. So the movie is called the
Oh
Iron
my
Claw.
gosh.
So literally, Deval, where he would get his hand onto your head, and he would basically get you to kind of tap out, like, you know, we're just by doing this. So his dream was to be the kind of the heavyweight world champion, the NWA heavyweight world champion. It was always his dream to do that, right? And at the beginning of the movie, they kind of say the Von Erichs, they were a cursed family. So you're listening to this whole kind of thing, and you realize as the movie goes on that bad thing after bad thing after bad thing just kept on happening to this family. And I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to go into kind of too much detail on what those bad things are, but put it this way: there's death, there's accidents, there's kind of financial loss, there, you name it, every kind of step of the way this family has had to suffer kind of tragedy after tragedy after tragedy. And the movie is about you know the kind of um you know the struggles that people go through, like, you know, family, and about kind of, you know, every family has got issues, every kind
Mm,
of family goes through ups and downs, but it's kind of like, you know, how you deal with those struggles and what you do and how you kind of come out of those kind of downs. And at the kind of heart of this movie is Zac Efron. He plays Kevin Von Erich. And I've got to say one thing, Deval.
mm.
Have I seen him in anything better? I think he's really, really good
Oh,
in this.
is it?
Mate,
Mm.
this guy, the opening shots of the movie are of him coming out, you know, getting out of bed. Man, his body fills the whole frame. I mean, his
Is
biceps,
it?
his chest, his shoulders, you name it, his abs. This guy, you can see he put in the kind of the work to portray this guy. And man, Jesus, this guy has
Mm.
transformed his whole body to the point where I'm just trying to think, where have we seen kind of like a big
E-
transformation? Uh,
Even his face looks muscly, innit? What's his name? The wrestler. Was he muscly before that? What's his name in the wrestler?
oh,
Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke.
Was
kind of
he?
like that.
Was he?
He like
Okay.
he kind of had to transform his body and everything, and it definitely. I'm so glad that you mentioned the wrestler actually, because it does have that vibe, that grind, the kind of you see kind of the stuff that goes on in the background and the beating that people take and the blood and everything, and people think it's fake, like it's all just kind of planned, but a lot of these old school wrestling types, man, they used to get battered. They used to get battered by like metal chairs and everything. And like you see, there's this one brilliant scene in the movie where Ric Flair's in it. Whoa! So
The actual Ric Flair, actual Nature Boy.
Yeah, Ric Flair.
Is it?
So
Oh
Ric
my
Flair. So they bring
gosh.
in Ric Flair in this because there's an actual real life. They kind of intersperse kind of like real life wrestling matches. So Ric Flair has a fight with Zac Efron's character, the Von Erich, and it's great, man. It's really, really great. And I came away thinking I wasn't expecting much from the movie. I wasn't kind of like thinking, oh, this is going to be great. But you know what? I'm really surprised that it hasn't come away with kind of like awards or something like there isn't.
The Oscars, I think, might look at it. I reckon.
Because it's
I
an
reckon.
A24 movie.
Yeah, I think it should get some Oscar nominations.
It
I
should,
reckon.
because it's one of those movies that deals with kind of tragedy and the family. And I haven't even mentioned Jeremy Allen White. So he turns up in this. He's one of the brothers, and there's a point in the movie where he's not in the movie for the first 1 hour. So he's not even in the movie. Then he turns up because there's kind of like a thing that happens with him. He was an Olympic athlete, and then that something happens to his Olympic dream. He can't go on to his Olympic dream, and he starts becoming a wrestler. But then he has another tragedy. So there's all this shit that goes on. And then by the end of the movie, you think, Jesus Christ, man, like, is anyone left in the family? And but it kind of does end on a real positive note. And I came away thinking, I was like, shit, damn, man, this family is really tough. By the end of the movie, you see or you hear that they get indicted into the WWE World, Hall of Fame. They're the most successful, wrestling family ever to appear in wrestling. Like, there was like 3 or 4 brothers where they all wrestled and stuff like that, and then they show kind of real footage of the family, like pictures of them and everything like that. So it's a real heartbreaker. Go on.
The guy in the beers in this, you said, isn't it?
He is. He plays a wrestler.
Yeah. I just noticed Chavo Guerrero's in this as well.
Yeah,
the
man.
nephew of Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah. So there's a whole kind of like, the movie takes place from the 70s all the way up to the mid 80s. So you see kind of like the transformation of wrestling, how it became really popular, and then it starts to slow down, and WWE starts coming in, and like, all this sort of stuff. So, you know what? It's definitely, in my opinion, it's definitely worth a watch. And you mentioned Poor Things, a movie that you thought, wasn't on your radar. This really wasn't on my radar. But then when I went out and watched it, I thought, you know what? This is actually a really decent movie, worth a watch. So, yeah, man. I mean, I think
I reckon both films will get Oscar nominations, if not Oscar wins. And I'm predicting that Emma Stone will get an Oscar for this film. That's what I predict. But you never know.
Yeah,
Poor
man.
Things.
Yeah, I reckon that's a good shout as well. I reckon she'll win. So there you have it, folks. We've got a couple of movies like art house, kind of independent, A24-esque, and dealing with kind of real issues and kind of relevant issues for today, because it also deals with success. Like how people push success down your throat and like, come on, we got to do this. You got to win. You got to be number one. You got to be a champion. You got to be a champion
any means.
by any means, but at what cost?
Trust me. Exactly. There's always a cost. And the question is, are you willing to pay for that cost?
A man and this family pays the price.
They say sports people, there's 2 ways, there's 2 paths, or 2 things you got to live with. Oh my God. The balloons came out. That means we've got to wrap up, so we're going to finish quickly. But there's 2 things you got to live with: pain or regret. You choose. That's it. You choose. Can you live with pain or can you live with regret? What's going to hurt you more? So answer the question. Let us know in the Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Let us know, or X. Let us know what you'd rather live with.
Pain or regret. And on that
Mm-hmm.
note, Devaldo, we got our movies of the week. Go check it out. And
Yep.